your nib's too slow and your ink won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to help you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
Well, we can't find it.
Yeah, it's really hard with those additive ribbons to get any sort of staining out.
See this picture. Now I'm just going nuts.
Does anyone use like the waterproof inks, and how do you feel about those? I mean, I've been getting some of the Diatramentis document inks because I want a watercolor over them. And I do not clean my pens all the time, so does anyone have any trouble with that?
I've never used permanent inks, but Birmingham Pen Company just came out with permanent inks, but their inks are nanoparticle inks. I'm not sure about them, but they usually make very good inks, very good flowing inks.
Mm-hmm.
I like their inks.
I was, when I bought my ribbon pen down there at the St. Louis Pen Show, when I bought this additive pen, Jerry told me to use that was it ammonia or isopropyl alcohol? He said if you use ammonia, don't put water in it afterwards because it'll cloud it up. Am I right about that?
Yeah. So he recommended only isopropyl alcohol.
Right.
Yeah, and that I think you have to clean out with the isopropyl and like let it air dry.
Right, exactly.
Because then if you ran it with water right afterwards, then it would cloudy up, like it wouldn't get that nice pristine, like crystal clear.
Mm-hmm. But this was just done with water. That was just strictly water. So
that's impressive because I've seen a few of them. Even when people cleaning them out with water don't look that clear. So.
It's really weird. I when I bought it, I had buyer's remorse immediately, and I thought, why did I buy this pen? It's like a gimmick. But once I started writing with it, holy cow, it was great.
What's the size on that pen relatively? Like is it Pelican M600?
Yeah, probably more like a 600 in the girth line. On the girth line.
I don't have a 600. I have an Optima, and I understand they're the same size, basically.
Hold on,
that's why.
There you go. This is next to a 1000. If that helps.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So real quick, we're winding down here. Let me ask Mr. Tom, what pens are you using right now, today?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Wow.
This is the Sailor Pro Gear Curazor. And it's got the 21 karat medium nib on it. Yeah. And the reason why it's just one today is because we're doing the 30 inks 30 days. So it could only be the one. I only do one pen with one ink each day, and I always change. Well, I also change the pen too, but I change the ink every day. So it's a new ink every day for the month of November. And just particularly today was the Curazor because this is my new jam. This is my newest acquisition. So until the Brooks Leonardo comes in, which I would expect would be in the next 2 weeks, this is going to be the one that I probably write with the most. So
does the wife and the kids, do they get into fountain pens?
My daughter has. My daughter's really enjoyed it. She loves going to the DC show. We've been to the DC show a few times. We've been to Philadelphia Pen Show. She will help with the table for Inkjournal. She'll help sell. Yeah, so, and she's heard me do the pitch and talk about the stuff so many times. Like we sell the rickshaw bags there, we sell the ink journals there, ink samples. So we'll do an a la carte sort of you have you could pick 7 different inks on the table, and it's a bulk price for that. And she'll help doing that. She has her own Edison pen. I got her a Beaumont in the unicorn acrylic. I had that engraved for her, and she enjoys. Also, she has the Twilight Snowfall pen now too, because she's totally into Christmas this year. She started wearing Christmas shirts starting after the day after Halloween. So she's full on Christmas and is rocking that Twilight Snowfall. So she's my hope for the future when it comes to writing with pens. So trying to stoke that as much as I possibly could.
Real
How
quick,
old is she?
real quick. This is
She's
gonna go
11.
This is going to Cheryl. Real quick, Cheryl, I like your background. Starbucks, baby. You got it going. That's it.
Thank you. I gotta go virtually since I can't go in real life. No.
I love it. Go ahead. Who is next? Anybody? Anybody next?
Well, I've been curious about Inkjournal. If that is a separate entity from Goldspot, or if it is kind of within the marketing, really, where it can let you see what a new ink's going to do. You know what I mean? Does it get used as a marketing a marketing tool? That was the word, not toy. Whatever, pens or toys. Is it used as a marketing tool to help out with Goldspot, or is it a completely separate entity?
It's a completely, legally speaking, it's a completely separate entity. It's owned by the reason why my email address is info@oddoink.com. It's my LLC is called Oddo Ink LLC. So ODDOINK LLC. So it's something separate I created because of the producing and publishing the Inkjournal itself. But then when I started to do, let's say, the ink samples and like the rickshaw stuff or whatever, I was just doing that more all on my side, time and everything. But it's kind of separate. It's completely separate. But what I do is it's more of a method for me to kind of just continually practice and put something out there and talk to people on a level that I couldn't ordinarily talk to, like in a general sense when it comes to Goldspot as a company. I wanted to have like more of an intimate relationship with the community and really tune into especially people who are kind of like me and wanting to explore different inks and be a bit more creative and stuff. And that's why I'm doing like inky prompts and everything like that. I'm doing the daily prompts, which you could sign up for an email every day with a new writing prompt that I take a picture of with what the writing prompt is and everything. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm trying myself personally. And then sometimes I'll see something work there. I see some possibility for it there. And I'm like, well, I could use this like on a bigger stage, using it for my job at Goldspot. So it's kind of like it's like a symbiotic relationship, but I keep them separate straight down. So like there's no involvement, like whatever it is like that's shipping out of Inkjournal is shipping directly from both me and my wife work on that, and then anything from Goldspot is just something completely different that I don't. Yeah, even though I'm a marketing manager there, I don't participate in like any ownership of that company. But Inkjournal and Oddo Ink is just all me. So it's kind of like a way for me to kind of have a test kitchen to do a lot of this work and explore different ink brands and things like that. And if something looks good and like, the colors are amazing, people are gonna love this, I'll be like, what, this is good we'll do this for Goldspot too, because we're always limited by like our size and our overhead and stuff. And since we're working at a small business,
that was why I was asking right there is
it's
nice.
Yeah, I mean, like I can't feasibly imagine being able to stock like, let's say, every ink brand that's there. I mean, I know Venice does it, and I mean, like they're kind of known as like that's the bar none the place you could find like any bottle of ink, even the stuff that doesn't get imported, stuff that's exclusive to other markets, like they're bringing them in anyway. But that's not really like Goldspot. That's not their bread and butter. And to be honest, like we wouldn't want to get into it because it's just you're talking a very that kind of, not to get into really the whole business nuts and bolts of it, but like you would rather sell like a $200 pen rather than like a $20 bottle of ink. Like when you want to have shelf space and when you have limited shelf space, like you would want to fill it with items that are going to give you the most maximum amount of return for the space that they're taking up. So like we have to be kind of more selective, being that we do carry a lot of brands, we do carry a lot of refills, we carry so many different types of notebooks and stuff like that. And it's just, you need to make sure that you don't have, because like everything needs to ship out immediately. So it's not like we could take an order, and then like order it afterward and then have the customer wait. So everything that ships from Goldspot ships directly from that office. And it's like, you don't want to like, have too much inventory on hand of all sorts of different things that, so people might buy, might not buy. So that's where it comes into play with just trying to find out what's going to be the next hottest thing. And, the more that I can work on it outside of work, the better I get at it for work, so it's kind of, it feeds itself that way.
All right, folks, we're getting to a close here. Anybody want to ask? George?
Yeah, I have a quick question. Has anybody any experience using ultrasonic cleaners? And if so, do you use just water when you put your pen to try to clean the ink from it, or do you put some soap in it? No, nobody uses ultrasonic cleaners.
I've used mine just once or twice.
Yeah, very free
And
time.
yeah, you could use it either with plain water, or you could put a little like dish detergent in it.
I have
So I've done it both ways.
on the cleaner that's for me it's a total waste. I just wash them out normally in the story.
Yeah, the reason I like ultrasonic cleaners, if for example in these where the section in that, if you're not taking your nib out and that ink that gets caught in between the section, sometimes, right. Not always. I just use it on a very few occasions, but just water is what I use, and it works great.
Yeah. Anybody else?
We have one at the office too that we use to clean up like pens that have like a lot of gunked up ink in them.
Yeah,
and so I think that's really what they're beneficial for, is like using them for when you really have some stubborn like sludgy ink that's in there that you just don't want to sit there and like run it under a faucet for 10 minutes. Like you just want to throw it in there, let it run, and it should probably leach out all of the ink out of that, because it just has that sonic quality to just vibrate it just a little bit to get that ink, whatever sediment that's been laying in there. It's just, but I would just use water for it. I just put plain.
Well, before we go, I want to ask each and every one of you this one question. How many pens do you have inked up? And we'll start with Deborah. How many pens do you have inked up right now? Deborah. No, Deborah?
She's froze up there.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go to Frank.
I think I'm pretty low right now. I think I've only got 2 inked up.
Wow. Tom, one. Yeah, we'll go to Ink Guy.
I actually have them all right here. I can share it real quick. I have 6 in total inked up. 2 Pilot Custom A23s. One's broad, one's fine. An Aurora Optima, broad. A Sailor Riello, broad. Lamy 2000, medium. And Visconti Medici, broad.
Cool.
I'm really on a broad kick, I think, this week.
Yeah, I think you are now, at least today. Stan, how about you, sir?
Me? I had 3 pens inked up, but my Maneverde Prima ran out of ink today, so right now it's just 2. I have this Wingsung 698.
Okay.
With it's inked up with Lamy turquoise. This is my most usable document ink, and this beautiful Moonman M800 that I inked up with Cross Violet.
Okay.
It's a fine Volk nib right there.
Okay.
Writes lovely, and the Wingsung 698 is a medium nib. So that's it for now.
All right, Derek.
I have my case here. I have 12 that I carry around. My 3 Pilot Falcons, this extra fine, soft fine, and medium, and then the 92. My new Mont Blanc, the Prince. Lamy 2000 and 2 VPs, a Sailor, a 149, Parker 51, and this Monty Winfield, Micarta.
Okay,
brass section.
Yeah.
Monty Winfield. This is newest one I've got.
Okay.
Nice.
It's got that linen micarta. I don't know, resin or what it is. Well, I guess the micarta is the material, but it's pretty neat.
Okay.
So that's what I have.
How about George?
You know, I am embarrassed to say I don't know because I keep finding pens that are inked that I don't know that I'd forgotten about. Just looking at it here, I mean, I've got probably right just on my desk right now, I've got like 7 or 8, and then I go into my other room and I find some more. I've got this that Duraflex. I can't even see that here.
Yeah.
And you know, I just keep finding more and more. I even have this Monteverde that's actually a roller ball that's uses fountain pen ink too. Okay. So I keep finding all these different ones here and there tucked away that I've gotten and inked and then walked away from and didn't realize it. So
cool. All right, let's go to Wembe. Is that how you say it?
Wembe?
Wembe?
Got about 20.
Oh, okay. I'll just take your word for it. 20. Yes, sir. I got 24, but they're on the desk. Doc, how about you?
Unmute yourself. Ben, press your space bar.
Unmute yourself, Ben.
Working now?
No,
yeah.
Okay, now.
Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for your patience. Sorry to hold everybody up. I got a few pens I'm really trying to fall in love with, and I can't stop inking up this wonderful fantasy pen Snorkel that John Bedard made for me. Man, is this a wonderful like Triumph nib? I don't know if I can, but he ground this extra fine, so if I flip it, I can just write super, on the back, super fine. I am so grateful for his work. He just really turned a beautiful body for this classic Snorkel, the Schaefer Triumph nib. They're just the best. And then I'm trying to fall in love with this Optima, and I everybody loves these Auroras and they're talking about them so much, but I'm just not feeling it yet. I think maybe I need to get it tuned. It just feels off to me, like it's either too dry or too wet. I just can't tell. So I've been tweaking it and not that pleased yet. But I just did get a today from Goldspot. They had the M800. Where did it go? Man, this thing is. And now I can't find where I put it. I guess I'm a little disorganized. But man, the M800, the M800 in brown. That's my first Suveron, and God, it's just so elegant. I don't like. I love that really gorgeous amber and gold combination.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, where have you been all my life, Suverons? Just so pleased with it. So now I'm
pen. That's where it's been waiting for you. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Sorry to keep you guys. Thank you.
Michael.
Hi. I got a bunch. I have like different categories. So I've been collecting Schaefers. So I always like to have a couple of Schaefers inked up and a couple of inexpensive Chinese pens. And I keep my Lamy Safaris and All Stars available for when I want to quickly try out a new ink. I can grab one of those. And then with Fountain Pen Day, just happy I've got several new ones. So I've probably gotten the low 20s inked up at the moment. But the newest one is I did get in on Franklin Christoph's online stockroom show. So I got the I didn't have the 20 model 20, so I got that in what they call the grizzly pattern, which doesn't show up as pretty on the screen. It's a really golden, a very golden brown with a shiny gold in it. So it's really, really lovely. And of course, writes wonderfully.
Cool. Let's go to Cheryl.
I was counting. I have around 15 inked right now that I'm looking at. So yeah, I tend to use extra fine nibs all the time.
Okay.
So most of my pens are extra fine, but yeah, I've got 15 that I know of.
Okay.
Inked.
Deborah, are you with us yet? No. Okay. Deborah, okay.
Signal's weak.
Tell us how many pens you have inked up right now.
Talking to me?
Okay, we'll go to you, Tony.
Oh, if I get to win the award for the shame award for how many I've got inked up, 25 at the moment. But I've got to clarify why I've got 25 inked up because that's generally about how many I keep inked up. I write, 15 to 17 letters a week using multiple pens per letter. So they're not ever sitting unused for more than a day. They're always being used. And then once I run out, I clean them out and rotate them with other pens. But fountain pen day, and I'm not going to go through them all. We'll be here another hour. But
right, let's not do that. Yeah.
Fountain pen day caught me bad. I got this little puppy here. This is the Wall Ever Sharp Deco Band. Bryant, I tell Brian I cuss him out every time I call him because he does have a way of marketing his pens online really nicely. And then I got the Memento Grande in the sand. That sand resin is really a pretty. If you haven't had a chance, and then I got this last one right here. This is the Shion, I think it's called, the platinum. I got this from Regina Martini in Italy or Germany, I guess. It was on an auction and I got it about half price. So I'm extremely happy about that. But it's a wonderful pen. So those are just a few of them, but.
Darlene.
I only have two currently right now. I have the Lamy Safari extra fine and I have the petrol ink in it. And then I just got the Opus 88 pen yesterday and I have that inked with Color Versus Hubble Zoom to match the body of the pen. So that's it.
All right. Well, folks, I think it's time to say thank you to Tom for joining us today for your busy day.
Thank you, guys.
You really are a busy guy, family and working. So thank you. And really, Tom, I'm just honored to have you on because I've been dying to meet you. And here he is, the one and only Tom.
Thank you, Larry. And I just wanted to clarify too, as we were kind of like chatting between Deborah and also with Adam too, talking about like Goldspot. Just really quick, is that usually before COVID, we would have people be able to come to the office. They could, let's say, be able to take a look at a few things, write some stuff down or whatever. So like we do have, sometimes we would have people come in, but now because of COVID, like we're just strictly to like contactless pickup. Like we can meet you out in the parking lot. You could buy some things, like have it, so that we could have it ready for pickup. But since just because of things how they are today, we are not having anybody like actually come into the building, and because it's just for safety's sake. But I mean, as soon as stuff starts to settle down and we could have people come in, always welcome to come in and be able to try some stuff. And you want to ink something up or take a few look at a few swabs, like Dina and Asha are there. I'm there, during the week and everything. So, I just as an aside, because we were just talking about it in the chat, and
I was kidding when I said that starting out.
No, I just
anybody actually could drop by offices.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we have. It's surprising to see how many walk-ins we got before COVID. It was, it's just astounding. It's like when we're actually debating of whether when we actually will end up moving sometime soon. We're probably going to end up having like a front office type area where you could, it would be more of like a usual storefront. It just wouldn't be in like an all e-commerce thing. Like it would just be actually like storefront with proper displays and areas you could sit and write in, and places where we could have, let's say, a pen club meetup and things like that. But like right now, it's a lot of people do call us thinking like, oh, we have a physical store, you have some displays and things, but like we don't. Like, it's just like when you walk in, you're like, oh, this is it. There's like there's like a life-size Lamy All-Star, actually the All-Star LX in the pink. We have one of those. We have a very large Pelican like Souvron M10,000 lamp. I say 10,000 because of the largeness of the size. But other than that, like we really don't have like, like a boutique types display. It's just as a matter of like, sometimes people would call us and would be like, I'm really interested in buying XYZ, could I take a look at them, but, make my decision, or I'd like to come pick up this, or I need refills for this. We would help people, that way. But how things have gone in 2020 so far, but we're looking to get back into it again, as soon as it's safe to do so.
Things can only get better next year.
That's the hope. But I appreciate you guys having me on, and for hanging out with everybody. And for those that patronize either Inkjournal or Goldspot, I really appreciate it. Even if you are following what I do online or whatever, I just love connecting with like-minded folks like yourself, and doing stuff like this is just fun to do because, what else are we going to do? So,
I was, before I go, then I'm going to hang it up real quick. I was just telling Tom that next time I'm going to get him and Roy together, do like a dynamic duo, Batman Robin type thing, and let Roy just go berserk all over the place. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Wow, heavy duty dudes, rock and roll. Okay, buddy, we're done. Tony, we're done for today. Everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
I gotta go get my cubby his pain med. So see you soon. Thank you a lot, Tom. Bye, guys.
Ladies, have a good weekend.